Adrian!
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that to me. Oh, God.
It's down.
Oh, my God. Holy bejesus. Well, that's a whole other section. Quite nicely into the vaulted bit.
And it'll keep the rain out for a little while. Oh, that was good. Just one little pull and one little bit of wood.
Shall I pause this?
Morning, folks. 14-hour day yesterday, and can feel it this morning. But we got so much done, so much, and so this morning feels a bit like the morning after. Let's have a look at this. Got a little bit of wood to sort out. We worked pretty late and got everything tidied up inside. Well, not everything, but got the majority of the structural wood that collapsed out the way. That's the state of the roof now. So we've got a lot of sorting out to do, but what I really want to get done today, if nothing else, is get the new section of wall plate on, along with the next section of ridge, and hopefully two pairs of rafters. Yeah, a fair old tidy up. Still got a lot of slates to pick up, but amazing how tough these slates are. So few broken, which is great. Yeah, so I want to continue that next plate along like there, that go along there. Same on the back. Got to get them slates down from there as well. And then the ridges are stacked up there. I'll get that connected to this one up here, and then hopefully get the floor joists across onto the wall plates and get a couple of rafters up to hold the ridge in place. Because I'm not around tomorrow, I'm off to a little festival in Glen Isla tomorrow, doing a gig for the first time in over a year, and then back here Sunday. So just hoping the weather holds out. There's some rain on the way, I think, over the next sort of 4 or 5 days. Obviously this end's going to be a bit exposed, so it is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. We're committed now, so just got to crack on. Hello folks, it's a beautiful day and I thought today I'd start filming a bit more stuff. I haven't been filming a great amount on the roof, but now I'm starting to get somewhere. I'm going to take a bit more time to film some of it. You'll have seen the little video of the roof collapsing the other day, no doubt by now. So since that's come down, it's kind of, you know, the weather's beautiful today, but there's rain coming during the week, so I need to get on and get as much of this watertight as I can. The bit that's collapsed just isn't going to get watertight. It'll be what it'll be. I just have to get it done as soon as I can. And at the end of the day, the worst that's going to happen is that the concrete's going to get wet, so it'll dry out. That's fine, you know, the floor. So I'll show you where we're at, and then I'll carry on today and try and film as much of it as I can. That's the collapse. That's dropped a little bit further than when it was last filmed. That's where I'm up to. As of now, I've got 8 rafters up yesterday. So I'm going to get the others, another 6 to go up on that bit of ridge. There's 2 pairs in that gap and 1 on the end. And that will take me through to the next Velux, in fact. And you see I've got to get this gap sorted out. So my plan today is to get the 6 rafters in and then get the sarking on and roll the membrane out over the top, and that should waterproof that section, which means I can store loads of stuff up there without worrying about it raining. So that's pretty good. So yeah, that's what I'm going to crack on with. Might as well go through the process of getting a rafter up start to finish. So you'll remember quite a few videos back when we were cutting all the timbers for the roof. I brought them all around here and loaded them into my timber store, which is here, and they're all beautifully dry now, much lighter than they were. But just take a moment to look at the devastation that's around the back here, where the roof slipped out. It's incredible how tough these slates are. Look at that. And lots of them are fallen and very few broken. Tough stuff. So that's all to be cleared up. But for now, I'm going to get one of these rafters out and get it cut. This racking that I'm using for scaffolding works out a treat as a workbench as well, which is handy. And since the roof collapsed, we've got all of this timber. It's just shoved out every orifice the barn has, pretty much, just to get it out the way. And that's all going to get used as firewood for our log boiler. I want to keep it dry, but I'm more concerned in keeping the roof dry, so that'll just stay there for now. So with the rafter, what I'm looking for first of all is to see if there's any bend in it. And the camera picks it up, but it looks to me like there's a bend on this right hand side that's concave that way, and this one has a slight convex. So that means this will be the top, so that if there is a bow in it, then if you put the bow down, it will just keep getting worse, but if you put the bow up, hopefully it will settle back down to straight or somewhere near. So that means this side's going to be the top. I've got to cut the top angle first, the angle that meets the ridge, that one up there. That top angle's 50 degrees. Slight. Sometimes on the sawmill, the very first part of the cut just rises up and drops down again. This looks like what's happened here, and that'll affect my cut, my marks. So I'm just going to move in a bit from the end. Yeah, I can't really mark a square line now, but this side's flat. So. When I first started cutting these, I was cutting them with a chainsaw and then cleaning them up with the little block plane. But unless it's quite a bit out, I'm just doing it with a chainsaw now. I think they've got better now that I've done a few. Pretty good. Now I'll cut the bottom end that sits on the wall plate at the bottom. So my length, which I worked out eventually, 4.202. 4202. Yeah. Square line across there. So the first section of that is plumb cut. It's not handy with these shadows, is it? So we have a plumb cut down there. Same angle as the one at the top. And then we need to mark off 100mm along that line. And then we have a seat cut. Which is at 90 degrees. So the plumb cut. Another level line down there off the square line rather. That's the finished rafter, ready to go up. I'm going to put that one through here. because this isn't a kind of conventional build. Normally you'd have a wall plate on this outside, and then your rafter would have what they call a bird's mouth cut out, which would sit over the wall plate and then carry on past. Well, this doesn't have a wall plate on the outside, it has it on the inside there on top of the blockwork, and then there'll also be a plate which is effectively the head of the stud wall that's going to go on the inside. So I had to find a way of getting all of these in line with each other. Now, the floor joists are all meant to be 5.5 meters, but I couldn't get enough timbers that long. They're close, but they're not all quite the same length. So on each one I've marked how short they are of 5.5 meters, which is this one, in this case is 36 millimeters. And I came up with an ingenious idea. I got this piece of aluminium which was just knocking about. Just move that. This isn't going to be the best filming in the world. And then what I do is I mark a line, in this case 36 millimeters in from the edge of that, fix that to the underside of there, so that I know that when this rafter sits on here flush with the bottom of the floor joist and flush with the outside edge of this, it's in exactly the right spot. And it's worked a treat so far. Everything's bang in line. So quite pleased with that one. So it takes a little bit of setting up to get it spot on. I'll try and put the camera in the best place to see that. It's all this work that gets hidden, you know, never seen again. But it's very often the biggest part of the job. I think there might already be a line on here for 36. Oh, that's 30. There's a line for 30, so I can pretty much work off of that line and guess the rest. Let's hold that in place. It's about 36, I reckon. Yeah, 36. Just screw this into the side of the joist. Ooh, I think that moved. Yeah. There we go. Now, because it's aluminium, when you get the weight of that rafter on it, it tends to sag a bit, so I'm just packing up underneath with some slate to stop that happening. Yeah, just so when that sits on there it doesn't sag. You can see I've already marked the lines on the ridge where the rafter's got to sit. So basically I'm going to lift this rafter up onto the trestle and then drag it up into position, come back down the bottom and fix it in place. that's fixed at the bottom with one timber lock screw, which are just brilliant bits of kit. Yeah, there's a timber lock. You can see that. So it's got the thread here, and then in the middle there, that slightly different piece where my thumb is, that works like a drill bit, and it opens up the hole so that it creates a hole for the next bit without the thread to go through, which means when you put it in, it pulls this into there. If you had a thread all the way through and you had a gap in between, the gap wouldn't disappear because it would be stuck on the screw thread. So this way it pulls right in. Brilliant bits of kit, and are incredibly strong. That's not what we're relying on. They'll have a bolt through shortly. I just get it in place with a timber lock, and I'll do the same at the top, just so that I've got it fixed, but if need be I can move it because I can undo the screw, and then I'll draw wrinkles for 6-inch nails on this job up there, because again, normally you'd be using a nail gun with 90mm nails, but because we're using 4-inch timber, it's just not going to do the job. So it's the old-fashioned way, hammer and nails, which is quite nice really. So what I'm going to do, I won't bother filming it because it's just a repeat. I'm going to get the one for the back car. I'm not going to fix that one at the front yet because it can't go anywhere. I'm going to get the one on the back and then make sure the two are going to end up at the same height before I fix the top, and then I'll come back once I've done the same on the other side. So I'll be taking this plate off and putting it on the other one over there to do the same on the other side, and then once they're both fixed at the bottom, I'll fix them at the top and then put the bolts through, and that'll be a pair of rafters up. Alright, all that's left to do now is take the bracket off the bottom there, drill a hole through, put a nut and bolt through, fix the bottoms. Well, there you go. That's getting a pair of rafters up from start to finish, really, I guess. So I've got a pair to go there, a pair to go on the end, and I can start putting the sarking on. Hope that was interesting. Thanks for watching and following on our crazy plans. See you next time.